What's going on YouTube? It's Mike Nice coming to you with some more of this Modern Warfare 2v2 gunfight mode gameplay. And it's so strange. Like, even when I watch it, I'm like, damn, I want to play this game. And I have not felt that way about a Call of Duty in I don't want to say quite some time, but it's been some time since I felt like that. The last one wasn't too far ago, but because it's, the culmination of all these, years, these last 5 6 years of Call of Duty that are universally, I felt like, regarded as not the better ones in the series. Let's just put it like that. I'm not gonna, say whether or not they're bad, good, great, terrible. But for the most part, the community didn't like them. But the last time I felt this way after playing a beta or alpha or some form of the game was Black Ops 3. Because I remember playing that beta um, when it came out. I remember playing it all weekend. Went to my friend's house, brought the PS4 to his house because he was like, "Oh, like you got it, bring it over." He had a barbecue. Mad of my friends are there. Everybody having a good time, whatever. And the person house that is having the barbecue, he was literally nowhere to be found throughout the whole party. He was inside playing Black Ops 4. I mean Black Ops 3. Excuse my French. That's how fun that game eventually was, and that's how fun the beta was when you first got your hand on it. I was like, oh my god, like I every time I got off, I was like, oh, I want to play, I want to play, I want to play, I want to play. And that's exactly how it felt every single time I got off the game. I'm like, oh, I want to play Call of Duty, and it kept on creeping in the back of my head, like, oh, you want to play Call of Duty, you want to play Call of Duty, like it was like a whisper. And I'm like, what the hell, like, you know what I mean, I haven't felt like this in a while, so that's strange. Like, I didn't know I would really be feeling like at this point, definitely in Call of Duty's life cycle, or in Call of Duty's development. I didn't think I would want to play a Call of Duty as bad as I want to play Modern Warfare. I thought that period was over for me. I thought I would want to play a Call of Duty. I thought I would want to you know get them. I never thought that I would completely not want to play a Call of Duty again, but I knew from a hype factor, from a factor of just wanting to play the game, being, having so much excitement for the game that, even the beta isn't enough to hold you over. I thought those days were done. Like, I thought those days were just, completely over with. And I'm not sure if I'm only playing. It's this, I don't want to say the servers, but most of the time when you played, either your teammate left or the person on the other teammate left. Like, that happened fairly often, which is pretty annoying. But like a lot of people are saying, I mean, this game was fun to play. It was fun to engage in because it felt like real bare bones. The reason you lost was due to gunfight, and gunfights only, no other additives, nothing like that. But this game mode was fun to play for that reason. But most people know once the beta come out, the 2v2 game mode is gonna be a side thought, like completely a side thought, just off the strength of I want to play with the perks. I want to use the gunsmith. I want to use kill streaks. I can't wait to do all of that stuff. And then on top of that, Infinity Ward just had an interview with Game Informer, I want to say. I don't know if, yeah, yep, Game Informer, definitely Game Informer. I almost said GameSpot, definitely Game Informer. They had an interview. I think it was two of the developers, part of the team. They came, sat down, answered questions from Twitter, or I don't know where they answered questions from, but it was like they answering questions that were being sent by the viewers or whatever. And one of the questions were, or not one of the questions, many of the questions obviously had to do with, the beta and how certain things will work. And they are saying that they're going to be putting in the 32v32 game mode into the beta, which should be really dope. I'm not too sure if I'll play that mode a lot. I'm not too. I used to love Ground War. Like, I used to love Ground War so much because it was. Excuse me. I'm sorry, I had to burp. It was a pretty easy way to get a high amount of kills. So it was just, that demolition. Some of those game modes, obviously domination. Where the time and the score is high enough that, you can get 60, 70, 80 kills. I don't know where he was looking. I thought I hit that shot, TBH, but I'm over here trying to shoot him across the map with a pistol, even though he has a sniper rifle. Like, but those longer game modes, yield the higher kills. So I don't know. I would love to feel how 32v32 would feel on this game. I want to see how everything goes, the lag, the servers, the connections, how everything feels on that end. But I'm pretty excited just to even try it out. More so than anything, it's not even. It definitely won't be. I would be pretty surprised, and I mean it. I don't know if I stunned him or did not stun him, because I don't think my crosshairs went up when I threw the stun, like literally right at his face. But I would be pretty shocked if 32v32 was my game mode, quote unquote. Like, if that was a game mode that I would eventually go on to play a lot. I doubt that, that would happen, because I just don't. It's almost too chaotic now for me, which is super strange, because I used to like. It's strange to say, because I used to literally love that shit. Like, that was my. I love the fact that Ground War was as chaotic as it was. All the people running around getting kills left and right, kill streaks raining down left and right. You know what I mean? But now it's like, I think about 32v32. I'm like, Jesus Christ! Like, all those people running around and stuff. Like, I don't know if I can deal with that. You know what I mean? Like, I'm getting a little older now. That might be too many people flying around on the screen for me. But definitely super excited for that game mode. And another thing they talked about, which is what I feel like I've said on countless Call of Duty videos, where I'm talking about it, or I'm on the discussion of it. And they were talking about how weapon balancing in this game is a little different, because they have those guns that are quote unquote unbalanced, and they aren't going to balance them because they're good, or whatever the case may be. And I think that's what Call of Duty has gotten from, in the sense of, we are playing with guns. Okay, obviously, as simple-minded as that sounds, we are playing with guns, and these guns do work. You know what I mean? Like, these guns have power. That's why they are built and made to kill. And it's a little frustrating when you're playing with a gun that is not putting someone down, or maybe you become, you find out that you like this gun, you like the way it handles and stuff, but there's always those moments where you put 4 bullets in a person and they don't die, and you're just like sitting there like, really, 4 chest shots and he didn't die? Like that, obviously depending on the gun, that shouldn't really be happening. You know what I mean? Assault rifles should be putting someone down in under 4 bullets. If it's a chest shot and we are relatively close. You know what I mean? If we're not miles and miles away, if we are within distance that those shots would be lethal, I shouldn't be putting 4, 5, 6 bullets into you to kill you. That to me doesn't, time to kill is different among Call of Duties, and it is what it is. But I hate when a gun is as powerful as the gun probably should be, and the community complains, and people complain, and the automatic thought is, okay, time to nerf it. Like, what is that? Like, what is that justification? You know what I mean? Like, because a gun is strong, it has to be nerfed. Because it is strong, it has to be, you know what I mean? It literally has to be, quote unquote, balanced into how all the other guns act. I feel like if, we obviously, I bring it up, I say it a lot, but let's just take the Modern Warfare 2 route, like the Black Ops 2 route, the Black Ops 1 route, where a majority of the guns are quote unquote unbalanced. You know what I mean? Like, uh, the pretty much, I'm over here running up on him like I'm John Wick, realizing he's not even playing really. um every gun should, I think, be viable for a situation. Multiple situations, whether the case may be. There shouldn't be a gun on the game that no one wants to use. That shouldn't happen, because I feel like that's a wasted slot. You could have put a gun that people do like in the game, and you know what I mean, and we would have been happier. If you put in a gun, like, let's say there's a gun on here that is whatever, the MK9345U, whatever, some fake fictional gun. Let's say there's a gun like that in the game that is completely useless, and then let's say they don't have a gun like the ACR, even though I know the ACR is in this game. Let's say they have that completely fictional gun that sucks, no one uses. Everybody, most of the community thinks it's bad. Most people don't use it. It's kind of one of those guns that everybody knows is not going to be used. Sort of like, which is rare from that game, but in Modern Warfare 2, like the F2000, which upon further review, I feel like, because I remember playing that game, Modern Warfare 2, not too, it was definitely long ago, but it was after, obviously years and years after the cycle, and the F2000 was not that bad. Maybe, at some point, they buffed it before the game went out, and I didn't notice, but I played it and I'm like, wow, this is actually a really good gun. A really good gun. But it was one of those guns that was deemed bad because of how it performed in comparison to the other guns, which were ridiculous. They had, obviously, in the assault rifle class, you have the M4A1 all the way down to the AKs, the TARs, the SCARs, the ACRs. Wow, do all those rhyme on purpose? I don't know. AK-47, you got all those guns that are all amazing. The FAMAS, every single one of those guns are amazing. And people, had classes with those guns, and it was that to me was probably the biggest reason to be prestige, was I get another class, so I can make a class, for another gun that I do like, but I don't have enough room. Now it's like Black Ops 4, World War 2, all the latest Call of Duties, I had 5 classes and I was okay with that, because I only used 2 or 3 guns in the game, because they were the only guns that I felt were viable. You know what I mean? So it kind of even limits other aspects of the game. If there is 10, 15, 20, 25, 30 usable guns in the game, then and I know to get an extra class is to prestige, and then I can make new classes and whatnot, then that would put that mindset in my mind. Okay, when I play this game, I want to prestige, and then when I want to prestige, to prestige, I should say, I gotta play more. And to play more, I have more fun. I become more in love with the game. It's like a snowball effect that the old Call of Duties had. That recipe of, you want to do this to get this, and then to do that you get this, and then now it's a cycle of, okay, the more and more I do this and get this gun out and get this camo and get this calling card, is the more time I put in this game, is the more time I'm going to be spending falling in love with the game. And I think that's what many Call of Duties haven't had recently, is that sense of, I want to do one thing to get another thing to get another thing to get another thing, and it all makes sense to get those things. And the more time I'm spending, the more time I'm putting into the game is making me fall in love with the game. I feel like the last Call of Duties have had that, and I think that would be a big part of, you know, the gun balancing and stuff like that, because it's silly to me. I really do feel like that. I feel like it's silly to have a game that that's like making a sword fighting game, and there are literally dull weapons. And I don't mean that like they're dull, not fancy, you know what I mean? They're not cool. Like literally going out, like there's a slot that says dull sword, and then, you know, you picking it. Like, what is the point of putting a gun in a game that does not kill somebody? Why would I want to play with that? It's like, you know what I mean? As a developer, you know what I mean? Not me, excuse me. But like as a developer, my question would be, you know what I mean, to them is, what, why are you making me play with guns that are not going to kill people? You know what I mean? Like, why am I not playing with the guns that people are using in real life to put people down? You know what I mean? It sounds crazy to say like that, but you know what I mean? Put the guns in that kill people. As crazy as that sound, and obviously that's, you know, not really a joke, but you know, seriously though, you kind of wonder what would be the point of putting in this gun that takes 9 bullets to kill somebody. Like, I want to play with a gun that it takes 3-4 bullets, feels great using, you know what I mean, the sound of the gun is amazing, this, that, and the third. What would be the point of me playing with guns that take 99 bullets to kill somebody? That's, eventually people are gonna get tired of that, because then I can just go find a gun that does do the 2-3 bullets. You know what I mean? I could find that gun, and then I could find another gun similar to it, and now the only guns I play with are those 2 guns when I play the game. It gets repetitive. It gets real repetitive. That's why I love the idea of the gunsmith, because there are going to be so many different types of class setups, you know, with, you know, the same guns, the same set gun. You might find 10, and you know, let's say you're playing that 32 v32, straight madness. You know, you're gonna see 10 M4A1s on the ground, but all 10 of them might be completely unique to how that person likes to play, and that's super dope, because now, you know, it gives me an incentive to not go on YouTube, type in, okay, I'm on YouTube, I'm getting kind of beat up on Black Ops, let me go on YouTube and type in the best class setup, you know, and then a couple videos come up on the same exact gun with the same exact setup. That's boring. That's super boring. That gets really old really fast. You know what I mean? Like, it gets old real fast. That in the Call of Duties that have been coming out recently, you can find, you know, 2, 3, 4 guns that are gonna work how you want them and how they really should be working, and then the rest is doo-doo. So now I'm only gonna play with 4 or 5 guns out of 50. Like, really? Like, that's insane. You know, now it will be, okay, I'm kind of getting beat up in Call of Duty, let me go to best class setups, and then now I see hundreds of different class setups, you know, for a gun, and I'm looking at the videos, and then I'm thinking to myself, oh wow, none of these are really what I think I would want with this gun. And then you go in there and start tinkering and make your own class, and then you make a gun that you feel like is beast and fully suited to how you like to play. I think that's a brilliant idea. I think that is going to be the highlight of the game. I think that is going to be the point I think that is going to be the major, like, factor. Like, I think there are going to be hundreds and thousands of YouTube videos on it, because I think that's going to be one of the more important factors on the game, is that customization system. Like, yo, I have a gun that, you know, you have an M4A1, I have an M4A1, but this M4A1 that I've fully stocked this way, it does work for me, and you know, yours is fully stocked your way. Let's see who's gonna win this battle. Like, I feel like it's gonna create some great moments, great fun videos for people to